Hey guys, Synister here at BadCompanyGaming. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the first ever upload to the brand new BadCompanyGaming by On Point Tactical, we'll just say, which was my previous YouTube channel. Don't bother going and looking for it because it's one, impossible to find, and two, I'm abandoning it completely. We're moving over to this channel. So I thought that it would be cool to sort of introduce myself to those of you that haven't been around that long on my previous channel, or those of you just now finding this channel, my history with Battlefield. I have played every Battlefield game except 2142. That is the only one that I haven't played because at the time I thought it was just kind of a gimmicky replacement basically for Halo or NEA or /DICE knockoff of it, which was totally wrong assuming that, but at the time that's what I thought it was. But the game still just doesn't have as much appeal as the classic Battlefield shooter game does, so I just never really got into it. But I've put multiple thousands of hours on Vietnam, 1942, and Battlefield 2. Between those three games, I would say that I at least have 4,000 to 5,000 hours. No problem. I played the heck out of them on PC with the AI. It was just a lot of fun, really. But I wasn't really that great of a player back in these days. So, you know, come PlayStation 3 time, we got a PS3, and the first shooter that we got was Call of Duty World at War. Has nothing to do with Battlefield, but it was just sort of wearing thin on me, the Call of Duty series, already at this point. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to play Modern Warfare 2 that much whenever it was in its prime, because that so far has been at least my favorite Call of Duty game ever. You can still get into a game and not run into a total flood of hackers, but it's quite hard to do, I might add. But I was like, I always liked Battlefield, so why not try it out on the console? So I picked up the first Bad Company, which I believe was only on consoles. Loved it to death. The campaign, for a Battlefield campaign, it was quite good. The multiplayer was great. It was just a good change of pace. The sniping was amazing. You know, that sort of thing. And it had bullet travel, which at this point it was just like a totally new concept. Bad Company 2. That was the first Battlefield game that I really actually was good at. And I wasn't great. I say good. I got good at it. I didn't play competitively or anything at this point, but I loved Rush. I was a beast of a recon in that game. Assault still probably was my favorite class with my M416, but it was just a blast with the level of destruction and whatever that you could just enjoy on those maps, and with that engine, which so far has been my first Frostbite engine, was the first one. It had the best netcode, I know that. Battlefield 3. Okay, so Battlefield 3 was the first game that I was great at. I wouldn't say great as though I was better than everybody, but I say great as though my KDR was a 2.7 on my second gamer tag towards the tail end of the game, which is okay, I would like to think. I put like 1,200 hours on Battlefield 3, and I still want to play it all the time. I have so many fond memories of it, the level design, the fast-paced action. Even though the graphics are quite shoddy on PS3, I still go back and play it pretty darn often. And after you play it for a couple 2 hours, the frame rate and the graphics really don't bother you that bad going from the new consoles to the old consoles. So I did play Battlefield 3 competitively for 6 months off and on with the Independent Gaming Republic. They're a pretty solid clan. Arsenic was the guy that actually invited me into the clan. I never did go for it, and actually I was supposed to start playing Battlefield 4 with them, so I should probably message him up. But anyway, I played that competitively. We did a lot of smaller based competitive matches on PS3. We played Deathmatch and Domination, that sort of smaller based gameplay. But it was fun nonetheless. I was the designated rifleman in my squad, along with we had 2 riflemen, a support gunner, and an engineer in our squads. Now I know that sounds kind of dumb because we played a lot of Domination and Deathmatch, but whenever we played Rush or Conquest, we didn't want to disrupt the flow of everybody's gameplay, so we just left it at that. Yeah, so the support and the engineer would break off and go vehicle hunting if we ever played Rush or Conquest, and then the assaults, obviously the riflemen, would push towards the objectives and go for the infantry-based flags and whatnot, which was a lot of fun. We got the crap kicked out of us first couple of games that we played, but after we got into it and after I got used to the setting, I was able to pull it off. Okay, I wasn't a master at the game still by any means, and I'm not a master at it today. I'm better at that game than I am this game, just because that game suits my playstyle a little bit better. But beyond that, I would say that I'm evenly matched on each game. Then here comes Battlefield 4, the unfinished slight disappointment that we all know and unfortunately still love anyway. We still play it because it's the best first-person shooter out there right now, unless you're into the space shooter like Titanfall and, you know, those games. But as far as a modern day first-person shooter, Battlefield 4 is still my favorite. Ghosts is a little bit of a letdown. So yeah, that's been my Battlefield history. Really the only games that I've played even semi-competitively have been Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3, but I've had a blast playing every single Battlefield, and in fact I still play Battlefield 1942 from time to time on my laptop. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video, and I hope to see all of you on the battlefield.